Alright, appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out.
So I can
Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see. Appears that I'm live here, so let me check a few things out. Bring this video up and see.
They got some heavy duty this year. They got some heavy duty this year. They got some heavy duty this year. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there it's added weight, besides of course the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight, but I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey. Oh, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there it's added weight, besides of course the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight, but I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey. Oh, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there it's added weight, besides of course the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight, but I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey. Oh, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there it's added weight, besides of course the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight, but I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey. Oh, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there it's added weight, besides of course the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight, but I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey. Oh, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. Although the battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there is added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I haven't quote unquote added high weight on this thing. The battery's fairly pricey, I'm getting some laps here. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. It came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. The only thing that's on there there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit. They got some heavy duty. Down there, it's added weight. Besides, of course, the servos and the other parts there, it's added weight. But I had a added weight on the batteries fairly pricey. I'll get some lamps here. I can't let's take a look. There's a came back in. I might get a little bit.
added weight side dollars got the servo now. The other part is that added weight was added for
Let's see how it is now. Sorry about that, folks. I didn't realize that was quite that bad. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay, I've got that muted. Okay. Alright, now it's nice and quiet. Boy, that was getting kind of squeaky and pitchy, wasn't it? Goodness gracious. I didn't have the earphones on. I'm going to have to take them back off now that I got it straightened out. I spent so many years with headphones on, being in a studio as a semi-professional musician. I hate wearing headphones anymore if I don't have to. Wow. There's still some loop. Oh, I know it. I'm just hearing the difference between the live stream on YouTube and the playback on YouTube. So I muted the one. Now I should only hear one voice, which is what you guys are hearing, but I was hearing two, I think. So let's go ahead and move to side 2. All good. Yep. Okay. See, these aren't super tight right now. They should have been tighter. They were, but it's been a while since I've put anything on them. tighten them up. This one. Totally. A little bit of grease. Prep these ones a little bit. Some of that prices. A little dab will do ya. for a minute. So yeah, I think if I end up, and I probably will sometime over the winter, maybe early spring, grab a pair of axles, stock, the newer HD axles, and then turn around and install those. Yeah, this thing's got to come off. Or you drive me nuts. And then I'll start with axle housings. Not the HD axles, the HD axle housings. And I'll install those and just spruce up the look, make her look a little bit cleaner, give her a little smoother surface. And I haven't had really a problem with the axle housings as far as that goes. Right out. So yeah, you guys can go over this. Got a bent axe or bent shock shaft up front, which is hard. You can't find replacement shafts for these. You can just buy the whole shock system. And I seen it set on eBay that brand new pull-offs off the natural axe, but they're the same as the one on just the regular Gen 8, so that's not really an issue. But I've seen those, and they were $23, something like that, for all four of them, and then a couple bucks shipping and taxes, so less than 30 bucks. So overall, great price. But when looking around, I found these other ones, RC all-wheel drive. They didn't appear to be. They didn't say they were RC all-wheel drive. They actually looked like they were a little bit different because they were quite a bit different. These are basically RC all-wheel drive. These, stock shocks on here are pretty much RC all-wheel drive shocks. I bought some RC all-wheel drives in a 120 millimeter version for my SSD, and they were identical to these, just 120 millimeter long, a little bit bigger body and a little bit bigger, longer shaft. They looked identical right down to the bottom cap. Everything was across it. So I'm pretty sure that's the same company who's making their stuff for them. I still need my longer things. I'm going to have to make that just a smidge longer anywho. Longer rod ends. So I can get that one right. I can adjust it a little bit. And I'm going to take a look and see, because that's just a nut. So I'm going to see if I've actually got a longer M3, which I believe I do somewhere. Longer Allen bolt. And I'll use that. And that will allow me a little bit more adjustment here until I get longer rod ends. So these got to come out. I should actually rotate these. damn thing couldn't have. God, it did. Things really sloppy on there. No wonder. Okay. Oh, that's right. I think with these, because of the way it was done, yeah, these holes don't line up. No, actually, you know what? It might. Trash. Yeah, no, they're just a little off. That's right, they won't fit there, so. Crap. This last thing I need to do is drop that little bastard. Just drop that cross pin. So I'll probably put these little 8mm adjusters on the back too. Where'd you go? It's a different nut. Find a little nut in here now. Or a little cross. I got more, but. Get the dust bunnies out from underneath there. You got a bunch of them. Okay, let's go ahead and pop these on, off, and then on. Yes, these ones are a little snugger. So yeah, as you can see here now, I'm half broke down up front. I have the C-hubs, the rear portal covers, and the front diff cover, which is the trio, all brass. And then the lower shock caps and the shock adjusters that are trio brass on the front. And instead of adding the trio brass covers for more weight, because I'm going to be putting a metal bumper on for more weight, I don't want to make it ungodly heavy, I'm going to be putting these aluminum covers that I have here on. Like $16 a pair or $15 a pair on the Evils on. Everything feels nice. Actually looks pretty good for grease. Go ahead and add a smidge. just to make sure. Ooh, you know what? I better look at that. Poop. Let's take the backs back off. Totally forgot about the damn bearing in the outer cover. All the way around, basically. Something would have been bad. I forgot those. Which is a little unusual. No screws, so you got to reuse the ones in your cover with these cheapies. But that's okay. They're not any wider or anything else, so that's all good. Okay. Just lightly get them snug in a touch, because there's enough thread block dried up in there and enough fresh on these that once it dries, it's good. They'll stay snug and not come up. so I don't let that get sore. Sometimes it's easier to stand. Sometimes it's easier to sit. Okay. Yeah, I better. Before I get too froggy. Put some grease in there because I didn't. I did the other ones. Be stupid to bypass it. Getting all sorts of things here. At least to some extent. This way. Okay. That does the protocols. So we had 62 grams. I don't know if that's a side. I guess I could have weighed them, but I'm not overly worried about it. 62 grams is what the trio says. Again, I don't know if that's 31 grams a side. I think that's it. 62 grams total for those. 31 grams per side. I may be incorrect about that, but I think that's what it is. Okay, now these can go back on the front. I should. Line these up, because I gotta take the back covers off again anywho. Put that other one back on too. Get all my pinholes lined up. I can see I'm a tooth off here. All my drive shafts are in phase. Make sure the axles themselves are in phase. That's better. Here and there. Small too.
don't be that kind of a bitch. Okay, no worries. I can get you back on because I got you off. And that's why this one's good thing. Allen screw must have been loose. Just came out. Now, for shits and giggles, I do believe I got the cross in, so it ain't that big of a deal. This is the same one. Maybe a little longer. I think I can get it in there. Make sure it does set all the way. Yeah, it's just deep enough. Okay. Wrong. Redo what I gotta do on the back here real quick. Yeah, you do want to make sure you got those bearings. Don't forget to put those in there because they do not come with your covers. Unless they've got an oversized bearing that the stock bearing won't work in, they don't send you, at least Trio doesn't send you new bearings, which is fine. I've actually got a set of fast eddies, I think. Well, maybe not for this. Maybe they're, yeah, those are for the Rift. I haven't bought a full set of bearings for this yet. I probably should. One of the last upgrade pieces. So besides these pieces I talked earlier, that I'm putting on, like as I said, the last number of upgrades. I have a set of tires coming, 1/9s. I have the rod ends coming, and then the rock lights. Those are the very last items that I'm waiting for to arrive for the AXE. And like I said, I may buy the actual AXE version or RedCat version rear and front bumper, which I think are KXY, or I'm sorry, KYX kicks, which I have some on this already. One of the company's knockoffs selling over on the Evils on has those, one of those, well, those two kits out there. It was absolutely fine. Nice, smooth, no issue. Now, one go. Everything's faced. So I'm using the Stream software and trying to get things set up so I can do some other things while I'm here. Move things around, show stuff. I gotta figure it all out. And then I can do other things like show other clips of stuff or other pictures or photos or other audio lines. I'm going to try to get my Skype set up so I can bring Skype in and everybody can see what's going on with that. Now we're in 15 minutes. I think I'm going to go take a quick sec. Peel these front shocks off here. Go wash my hands real quick. Kind of greasy, which not that I care, but I wanted to have a cigarette. I hate having a cigarette on greasy fingers. So yeah, once I get the rod ends, they should have been in the middle of the week, but came from Horizon, but it's the shipping that's all messed up. USPS as usual. They've had to transfer one thing to FedEx this week for delivery, and now it's going to be two. So looks like these things are coming in FedEx. Okay. you. You can set there you go. Now we've got to undo that. Undo this side. And I'll show you here in a sec. Now I can probably turn this around a bit so it's funny with the cam. At least a little bit. Grab you. Of course. So if you're looking here, you can see you gotta take to get your shock off on the Gen 8, you gotta remove the part in your C-hub, the top mount screw from your C-hub to your knuckle. Lay your knuckle aside a little bit, and up in the very top corner you've got an Allen screw that runs through there, and that Allen screw is what holds your shocks on. Move this away a little bit. Now we're gonna have to, that's right, gonna have to undo the bottom too. Now those are actually bushings in there. The screws goes through a bushing, so don't let your bushings drop out. Move you aside. Should be able to get you aside enough. Right. You got a long Allen thread here. Basically the same thing I need that I want to put on my steering adjuster. Need these long Allen head bolts. Come on, you little sucker, get up out of there. Oh, I bet you it is, yep. Alright. So it's gotta come out of there. Your bushing. It's got to slide out. So you can get the Allen head up. That's kind of a tight fit. Not gonna lie, a little bit of a pain in the ass. This is something I wish RedCat maybe would have looked at a little bit different, but looking at what they got going on to get portals on, I don't think they really had too much option. So it kind of is what it is. Well, And of course, my kind of nerve damage and shitty fingering don't help. There we go. There. 4 shots. Now I'm going to go ahead and gently set this down here out of the way. Close up. I really should use these Bombos ball and drivers that I bought just for this shit. Make it a little bit easier to do. Wash my hands and then go refill my coffee. So smoke them if you got them. Oh, goodness. Can't have coffee without good creamer. What girly kitty? What girly kitty? An hour and a half? Not bad. I put that cigarette out just as I started because I finished a little bit of it. You there so I don't lose you. And before I get going there, one more thing. And refill my garbage roll. It was empty, making a mess. So the question is, shock oil. The reason that is a question is I'm a little on the heavy side with this rig now. This extra brass and stuff, she adds a little bit of weight. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to redo some shock oil on these different shocks as I put them in. To clean these all up a smidge because they're a little dirty. These things have been leaking a little bit. Move this stuff out of the way. Stop dropping crap down in the trash can. In the ass. Should have pulled these out in the first place. I'll be looking on that one. Okay. Behind, but a little bit. Still in the trash on the actual playback, but the stream is not too far behind. 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, about 11 seconds, 10 seconds from my stream to my live. So it is a little bit of a delay, 10-second delay there between my stream feed and the live actually getting it. And then let me do this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 20 seconds between the live stream in YouTube and live playback in YouTube. So that looks like almost half a minute buffering, at least from my send out to YouTube and then coming back to my computer. About 30 seconds total lag. So not bad, but not great. Alright, let's move you over here. You're empty, but you're zippy. We'll keep you for later in case we need you. Let's see, I don't think I'm going to need that guy. He's not long enough for what I wanted to do anyway, so we're going to drop you there for the moment. It's a nice little, actually, set of shocks. It's got 3 different size of
bump stops, if you will. Looks like I'm going to say 3 millimeters, 2 millimeters, and 1 millimeter. Looks like 4 of each. And then, of course, nuts and bolts. So it does come with a decent set of additional pieces. Maybe even less than a millimeter, probably a millimeter. You get quite a few. You get 4 of each, looks like. At least 3 of those. These are a little thicker. I got 4 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those, but it looks like I only got in this one. I got 3 of the little thin ones, but that's alright. It looks like you're supposed to get 4, but I'm not gonna complain. I only got 2 shocks to deal with. It's not sitting on any of those screws, right? No, 4 bolts. Plenty of bolts, extra longs. It's like some 14 millimeters and some 12 millimeters, maybe, or maybe 16 millimeters and 12 millimeters. And then 4 nuts. Of course, you got need for tops and bottoms. So let's take these off. Because, like I say, these caps just do not fit into these bottoms. These do actually look a bit different from the bottom caps too, actually, quite a bit. Looks like we actually got a thicker shaft in them than the stockers. They are the 3.5 millimeter shaft. It's alright, these ends should still work fine. Peel off all 4 of these ends here. We need these. Whichever shock shaft is bent, I'm not quite sure which one it is, but it was the front driver's side. It bent right at the very extension because it was stick as it was fully extended. I mean, you have to kind of hit it a little bit. If you bounce down, it should be fine. All spare shocks and stuff, parts in here. Nah.
little low. I don't think these will work. They might not. Actually, I don't think they're going to. No, they are too thin. Alright, leave those on there. Can't use the adjuster rings. Might not be able to use these caps because these are wider without doing a little drill out on them. Crap. Maybe a little bit more than I wanted to do. So I guess let me see here. Can't use the adjuster rings. That's okay. I can still use the top ring. Make sure the spring sits well. A little bit bigger, but I think it'll work better. It's a bit stiff, which is good. You know what? I gotta leave those off anyways right now because I gotta set these shocks up underneath. Got some interesting, might be a little bit of Loctite in there. Dry it up real well, obviously. These ends here. Double check this, if this doesn't come out the bottom. Pretty sure nothing's gonna pop out there. No. Here. see. May end up having to buy some like GTRs or Pro lines. Just that little slip there, put a little mark in the shaft. They may not be as hardened as you're hoping, but not like you're going fast on this thing. We do have a few races around the yard on the short course track, nothing too crazy. Get these cleaned up. Okay. This last end off here.
Okay. Let's go ahead and pop these caps off. I'm gonna go with 40 weight all the way around. Now, maybe 37.5 or 42.5. Hey, Conscious, I am working on my RedCat Gen8. Sorry I didn't see your messages there for a moment. Adding some weight to the chassis. Right now I'm redoing the shocks. I got a new set of shocks for it that I'm going through and adding the other parts that I want to put on them. Make them work a little bit better. Alright, let all this little bit of stuff drip out. There ain't gonna be much in there, but there'll be some. Just a little piston. See if they go in there or not. Look like they will. Okay, so oh, those aren't spacers, those are bolt spacers. Okay. These same thing. Alright. You know, these are all spacers for the bolts. Fair enough. Too small. I had another chunk of fuel tube. Oh yeah, there it is. You think so, huh? That's what I get to deal with all the time. Chair thief. Chair thief. Got some better. Something better. If I just take a peek here for a minute. Anything in there. It's not the greatest tube. Oh. Well, I wonder. Here, we're gonna fight. I know you don't want to. You got to stay over here, honey. Here that I can use. Use those and get at least a few millimeters on each, I think. No, not quite. Thought those would work. I know those will work. That'll give me a little bit of bump on the inside. Okay. I can deal with that. That's enough. Now, I'm going to get the other secret weapon out here. Green slime. Okay. Number one.
what I'm doing here is I'm taking this and cutting it down just so it's a little rubber bump. Just enough to get her to slide on this shaft all the way up. A little bit of green slime around the bottom just to help it get in. Lube those O-rings as it kind of passes through. Okay, there's the second. It's good enough. This one out real quick. Okay. Okay. Slime on it. Shit. Right back in my chair. Yeah, there she is. Snuck her little ass right back in there. Just like the good kitty she is. That up. That'll make them a little bit shorter. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So far, so good. Now, used to drain out the rest of the way. Let's sit here for a minute. Just make sure all that crap drains out as much as possible. It's always best not to mix your fluids. I probably should have actually. Yeah. This one's got a little bit. I didn't trim the rubber off as much. So I'm going to have to redo this one a smidge. Just make sure she's in a good position. Sticking a little far out. Better. A little trim on it, not much, but a smidge. And I can just do that. Put a little bit more on that one. So it should be a little slimier than that. Okay. And a little better. And I'll use those ones on front, those ones on back. Extra screws. Used a bit of that. 37.5. Try not to sit on my kitty. She's sleeping peacefully. Drips and a little bit of this top on. Oops. Guess that is what I stuck in there. I didn't realize it's tops. And not the bottoms. The tops out here and stick them back in the package thinking I had the bottoms. And, oh, wrong ones. Okay. A little bit. There is no bleeder screw or anything on that, right? No. These are the motion style shock then. Quite. I take a little bit out. One drop back in. A little too much yet. It's fully tightened down just a smidge too much. If you want your shocks to react the same, equally, smoothly, you have to take the time to keep your shock oils absolutely even, or it's so close that you almost can't tell at all. That's alright. These are the fronts, right? These are my fronts. I don't know if I like these things. Yeah, it could be my little rubber bump stop in there, causing a little. Those are all right backs. Okay, let's try this. Okay. It's not even. Okay, so it's still a little bit too much. It's almost a little bit too little. So I'm going to do this one. Dab just a smidge out. too much. What I'm doing is shoving the shock shaft in, if you don't know, and if it pushes back out, you should push it back out a little bit, but you need them to push out evenly. And I like setting mine up so they barely push out any, if at all. Just a smidge. Say yes, okay. They're pushing back out so they're full and pretty much no air bubbles. Better. Those actually both feel great. So, fronts. Alright, we've been here 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and kill her for the evening. And I'll jump back on her in the morning and finish up the few things I got to do to get the rest of the shocks in place. I'm going to leave those separate. Slide those in there with these. So I'm going to try to use all those. And put those in there because I've got the other ones in the bag. Spacers in here. There. You go here. You go there. Those at the front, so I'll go ahead and stick those in there just to keep them separate so I know which is which. Alright. Well, I got the portal covers on the rear, the trials, adding 62 grams. Aluminum covers on the front, adding probably 8 grams, or whatever they were, not much. So I biased the rear pretty decently now. So what we're setting here with is trio. You here, I guess. Trio C hubs, rear portal covers, and just some knockoff aluminum portal covers on the outside. Trio +6 adapters. Trio diff cover. Trio LST or LMT, large monster truck, Losi, servo saver. Trio rear portal housings. Trio rear portal covers. And a KXY rear diff cover. And then of course they had the Trio shock bottom cap spring retainers and the adjusters, but the adjusters won't work on here. And I'll be adding these two Trio. Actually, I'll take those out and I can throw those on right now. And these can sit here with this stuff. Go ahead and grab my 2 cross pins. Those in there. Put these ones on the rear. Obviously, I haven't used them. These ones are new. I only put them on the front just to give my front a little wider stance. And add them on the rears because I want some little extra there. Go ahead and get these in. Kind of pain in the ass that way, isn't it? Going from the top. And better get that one in too. Okay. Other little Allens here. Get these ones in place. Come on. Okay. Alright. Good enough. Because I still want to do some body work. And I'll start in the morning and throw this back together and then do that little bit of body work I want to do. So you guys can see what I do to that. It's pretty common. I use E6000 or you can use shoe goo. And then you throw that stuff into some mesh for your drywalling mesh tape. And that takes care of that. There. Nothing there. Alright, man. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that like. Hit that share. And hey, if you hit that subscribe, that'd be wonderful. Hoping that we can build all of our channels. Subscribe to me. I'll subscribe to you. We'll try to build this stuff up and make it fun for everybody. So, thanks for hanging out again for the evening. and I'm going to call her tonight. She's been a couple hours, so it's enough time for me to kill her for the deal, because she's 130 already. So thanks a lot for hanging out. If you do hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and when you hit that bell, select all notifications, because if you don't do that, unless I'm sending you a personal notification, that's where it's set at by default, you're not going to get any messages. So thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you guys later.